Imagine being locked inside a prison at night. Nothing but cold stone, iron bars, and the weight of history pressing down on you. But what if you weren't alone? Across the world, people working in and visiting old prisons have reported terrifying ghost encounters. Tonight, we're diving into 10 of the creepiest real experiences from haunted prisons, told through the eyes of those who lived them. Please like and subscribe, and check out my new channel playlist. Story 1. The Keyman, the Shadow, and the Boy, USA. I work third shift in an old prison from the 1880s. I'm alone most nights, but I'm not really alone. There's the Keyman. I hear him walking, keys jingling, like an old officer still making rounds. Then there's the Shadow Man. It moves like spilled ink, flowing across the floor. The worst is the Boy. Dark hair, white t-shirt, always darting near the stairs like a scared animal. I've never felt threatened, but knowing they're there makes every night feel like I'm part of a story that never ends. Story 2. The Scream in Cell Block 12, Eastern State Penitentiary, USA. I was on a late-night ghost tour. The guide warned us Cell Block 12 was haunted, but I thought it was just to scare tourists. While standing near one of the cells, I heard a scream, blood-curdling, echoing from deep inside. The guide froze. Everyone went silent. We shined our flashlights. The cells were empty. The sound had come from nowhere, but I swear it felt like the walls themselves were screaming. Story 3. The Thing in the Hole, Alcatraz, USA. As a prison guard, I hated duty in the hole, cell 14D. It was colder than anywhere else. One night, an inmate kept shouting that something was in there with him. He screamed that it had glowing eyes. The next morning, he was found dead, alone. Since then, whenever I walk past that cell, I feel watched. I don't know what killed him, but it wasn't human. Story 4. The Lady in the Warden's Quarters, Ohio State Reformatory, USA. I was cleaning the old warden's quarters. The story goes his wife shot herself there. As I swept the floor, I heard heels clicking on the stairs. Then I saw her, a woman in a long, dark dress, standing in the doorway. She turned as if she didn't even see me and vanished into the wall. I dropped my broom and ran. To this day, I refuse to go back inside. Story 5. The Man on the Gallows, Pentridge Prison, Australia. I was part of a night tour at Pentridge. We stopped at the old gallows. While the guide was talking, I noticed a man standing behind the rope, head bowed, as if waiting for execution. He was dressed in rags. When I blinked, he was gone, but the rope was still swaying, like something had just been cut down. Story 6. The Sugar Shack Shadows, West Virginia Penitentiary, USA. When I was young, we dared each other to sneak into the old prison. We went to the basement, the Sugar Shack. As we laughed, one of my friends went pale. I turned and saw it too, shadows moving against the wall, though no light was there to cast them. They weren't human-shaped. They were wrong. We bolted. I never went back, and I never will. Story 7. The Trapped Cell, Crumlin Road Jail, Ireland. I was locked inside one of the cells during a tour, just a demonstration. They shut the door, then tried to open it again. The key wouldn't work. I could hear them struggling outside, but then I heard breathing,
right behind me, slow, steady. I pressed my back to the wall, shaking. When the door finally opened, the room was empty, but I swear, someone was in there with me.
Story 8. The Phantom Guard, Missouri State Penitentiary, USA. I worked security at the old Missouri Pen. One night, doing a walkthrough, I saw a guard at the end of the hall. He was wearing an old-style uniform, lantern in hand. I called out. No answer. He turned the corner. I followed. The hall was empty, the air icy cold. Later I learned no one had worn uniforms like that since the 1950s.
Story 9. The Children of Bodmin Jail, England. I visited Bodmin Jail on a school trip. While in the corridor, I heard giggling. I turned and saw 2 kids, dirty, dressed in rags, running past me. I thought they were part of some reenactment, but the guide said there were no actors that day. When I looked back down the corridor, it was empty. Only the sound of chains dragging echoed after them.
Story 10. The Screaming Woman, Old Charleston Jail, USA. I was a volunteer during a haunted history night. While walking near the staircase, I saw a woman in ragged clothes at the bottom. She looked up at me, mouth wide open, and screamed so loud I covered my ears. Then she vanished, but the scream didn't. It echoed in my head for days. I never volunteered again. These aren't just haunted buildings, they're haunted lives. Every cell, every hallway, every echoing footstep carries a story of suffering, violence, and fear. And maybe that's why so many souls never left. The question is, if you found yourself alone in one of these prisons, would you hear the footsteps too? Please like and subscribe for more content and check out my new playlist.